My name is Andrew, and the book that changed my life is In Lucia's Eyes. Um, it's it's about this young woman, and she has a fiance, and they're very much in love until she contracts smallpox, and it leaves her very facially scarred. And her fiance is Casanova, and she knows that if they get married, he'll never be able to have a successful political career because of her appearance. So she convinces her parents to tell him that she ran off with somebody else, and she does run off, but she becomes a prostitute. It's very much a story of sort of finding personal agency in desperation, and sort of triumphing in the end and becoming a strong and independent person. As a minority, I kind of really connected with that feeling of discrimination and struggle against a society that finds you unwantable or demonizes you. And she eventually becomes a very well-known courtesan by wearing a veil, and sort of meets Casanova later in life, still wearing this veil, and he has no idea who she is at all. Part of the story that really stood out to me the most was there's this recounting of somebody's story that he lives next to a river, and he lives there for 40 years, and every day he attempts to walk across the water like Jesus did, and so he lives this very pious, minimalistic life until one day he finally manages it, and he sort of gets to the other side and falls into Jesus' arms and says, I'm so glad to see you. I've been trying to accomplish this for 40 years. And Jesus says, that's a shame because there's a boat down the river. And I really sort of related that to my own sort of mental health, and how being unnecessarily cruel to yourself, it doesn't get you any reward. There are much sort of easier paths to take when you aren't so driven to be perfect and so hard on yourself for not achieving all these insurmountable goals, which can really hold you back. And it stops you from accessing a lot of joys in life. And I sort of, really related that story to myself. I would say quite young when I read it. I must have read it about 8 years ago, and I'm now almost 28. So I've thought about this book regularly through all that time, trying to take it sort of with me. But the progressions of not treating yourself so badly, that's something that only came with a lot of counselling. But it was sort of an inspiration in that sense.